Hi everybody, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am working with Whimsy stamps. I'm using one of their digital stamps. This is Freddie. He is an absolute gorgeous little guy. I'm using my Copic markers to colour him up, so I have printed him onto some Express It blending card using my Brother laser printer, which means that he is completely Copic safe. There'll be no bleeding, no smudging, etc. So I'm going in and I'm using some of my V markers. So I'm going to be using 2 lots of V markers. So I'm using the low Vs, the V04, 6 and 9. And then I will be bringing in the higher Vs, the V20, 22 and 25. The lower Vs are more of a bright purple, whereas the higher number Vs are more of a grey kind of purple. So they're completely different tones, but I really love that. I think they look fantastic together, and I love that you get that different tone look. So I'm working my way through his body. Ugh, I've had no sleep today. Through his body and colouring each of those sections in. I like to go section by section so that there's lots of moisture still in from where I coloured previously, and I think it makes it a lot easier to get a nice blend. So I'm just going in and adding some detail to his body using my Zero Colors blender, just gently touching the image with the tip of the marker, creating little tiny white dots. It just pushes the ink aside a little bit and just gives him a little bit of details. So I'm working through his face now, just fixing up any areas that have just decided to bleed out for no reason, and laying down the lightest color first, and then I'm going back in with the darkest and then working back to the lightest again. So just mapping all of those areas out, back to the medium marker, starting to pull that color into the center of the face, and then I'll go back with my lightest marker and blend all of that together. This is such a gorgeous little image, and I'm really loving the card that I came up with for him. I'm blending all of that together, colouring in the last few sections of his body with those dark, bright V markers. Okay, so now we're coming in with those V20s. So this is the V20, 22 and 25. And then I go in and blend it all together. So lots and lots of colouring on this one. Colouring his little gorgeous little feet. And now working on his, I don't know if you class them as horns or if it's just his hair. I did realise that I buggered up one of those colours, but I'll go in and fix that up with the lighter markers anyway. And I'm going in with some reds and then some RV markers for the flower, and I used the reds on the little heart on his tail. Blending all of that out. I don't use my RV markers very often, but I really love the way that these ones blended together. I'll go in and add some Uni-Ball white gel pen later on to finish that off. Going in with my greens for the leaves. I did have a very juicy marker, so I've just taken both lids off to equalize that. And now I'm going in and fixing that section that I told you that I coloured the wrong pit. Ignore the little Nuvo drop that's just appeared on the corner of my image there. I was showing one of my friends how the Nuvo drops work, and I had this image sitting on my desk, so I just added one on there. I will be adding more to the image later on, so it wasn't a big deal. Adding some grounding to him, just using my W markers and then blending that out. And that's my image done. So now let's start putting the card together. So for my papers today, I'm going to be using the Doodlebug Sugar Shop. And I've already got this sentiment stamped out. I can't remember which stamp set it was from, so please excuse that. I'm just trying to use up as many leftover pieces as I can for this card. So I'm just bannering the side of those strips up just using my EK Success Cutter Bee scissors. And just pulling in some more just strips that had already been cut from previous projects. Just using my Hilma liquid adhesive in the acid free to adhere everything. Trimming everything down. I'm just using my Fiskars trimmer just because it was sitting on my desk at the time. And now I'm going to start putting all of those layers together. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do with this card, and I'm just bringing in a doily just to finish it off a little bit. You guys know that I love my doilies. Adhering the image down, cutting off all of the excess pieces. And I decided to mat him on some purple cardstock, so I'm just cutting that down, adhering everything down to the purple, and then we're going to bring in a Kucha Creations card base, adhere that down as well using the same liquid adhesive, and then we're going to work on the center of the card. So I've got this pinky purple color sheet that was left over from another project. Now that center that's been cut out will get covered up, so wasn't worried about it at all. Adhering that to the center of the card. And now my card didn't feel complete, so I decided to bring in these vines, which is a very old Whimsy die, one of my first dies that I had purchased, I think. Been pulling out some of my older products lately. It's been fun. So I'm just going to cut down one of these vines so that I can carefully slide it behind that sentiment, and sort of extend it a little bit as well. So just playing around with that and then adhering it back down. I just used my scissors to carefully pull up the side of that sentiment. And then I'm just using my sticky remover just to remove any leftover adhesive from the vines. Gluing everything down. I'm now going to go in with some more of those Nouveau drops. This was the Violet Galaxy, and I'm just going to add some more of those on. Tapping those out with my hand, and then I'm just going to quickly go in with my Uni-Ball marker and add some detail. So that's my card pretty much done. I thank you all for watching. All of the product links will be below the video. Anything else that you need to know will be on my blog post. So I'll see you all soon. Bye.